We will now turn our attention to the second test of relationship discussed in Chapter 14, Regression. Regression is the statistical procedure for predicting the scores of one variable from scores on the other variable. And the graph on the slide is an example taken from Figure 14.13 on page 482 in your text, and shows hypothetical data showing the relationship between SAT scores and GPA, with a regression line drawn through the data points. The regression line defines a precise one-to-one relationship between each X value, SAT score, and its corresponding Y value, GPA. The line serves several purposes. It makes the relationship between SAT and GPA easier to see. The line identifies the center or central tendency of the relationship, just as the mean describes central tendency for a set of scores. Thus, the line provides a simplified description of the relationship. Finally, the line can be used for prediction because it establishes a precise one-to-one relationship between each X value, SAT score, and a corresponding Y value, GPA. The regression formula you are going to learn is the mathematical expression of the regression line. Shown on the slide is the regression equation we will be working with that mathematically presents the regression line. Figure 14.14, shown in your book on page 483, depicts the relationship between the total cost and number of videos rented each month. The regression equation shown on the slide is y hat equals bx plus a. The symbol y hat stands for the value we are seeking to predict. The b notation in the formula stands for a number that will represent how steeply the regression line climbs, and we call it the slope. The a notation stands for a number that represents the starting point of the regression line, where it intersects the vertical y-axis, and we call it the constant or y-intercept. Sometimes you see the regression equation expressed as y hat equals a plus bx, which is perfectly acceptable too. Let's practice with an example. The video store charges a $5 monthly membership fee and $2 for each video or game rented. We can put those values into the regression equation to figure out how much it will cost us to rent videos. If we know that the video store charges a $5 membership fee, then we know that before we even rent any videos, it will cost us $5. The video store charges $2 per video to rent videos, and putting those values into the regression equation, the relationship is described by a linear equation, y hat equals 2x plus 5. Where y hat is the total cost and x is the number of videos. To compute a value for y hat, we have to substitute a real number for x. Say we wanted to rent 3 videos. Thus, y hat equals 2 times 3 plus 5, which equals to 6 plus 5, which equals to $11. We can predict, based on the regression equation, that it will cost us $11 total to rent videos.